Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
Good morning. What's going on, good peoples? What is going on? What is this? Why is this big ass blue tag? We don't want that. Show resolution. Nope, don't want that. Display. General camera, visual effects. I hope this blue tag isn't showing up. I guess it's got my name big and bold. And it's just annoying to me because I normally don't have that. What's going on, y'all? Good morning. I don't even know what I wanted to talk about. Oh, that's fine. I got it on split screen. Messing with the split screens right now. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you got all your Christmas shopping done. And of course, my sister calls me as soon as I go online. So hold tight. Yeah, Murphy's Law. My sis calling from Oregon. She was like, "Oops, sorry." But yeah, I wanted to talk about Costco was nuts yesterday. I was in Sam's Club early for a minute, but I didn't stay long. So it's gonna be like that today. I got to go out today, this afternoon. I'm riding out with a buddy of mine to the mall, go get a couple gifts, and then I'm gonna shut it down. So it is what it is. But anyways, I wanted to talk about this because this seems to be the hot topic, the trending thing. Q, we'll get into the Pro Bowl list. I haven't seen it yet. The only thing I saw about it was what everybody was complaining that Travis Kelce was at the top of the list, and I was like, Pro Bowl has always been a popularity contest, always. That is not anything new. So why are you acting crazy? Because Travis Kelce and all of his Swiftie fans got him on top of the list. Who cares? Even though he had a down year, he's still one of the best tight ends in the league. So if it's about popularity, why do we care about a Pro Bowl list? How come we don't put more emphasis on the All Pro list? Because the All Pro list is voted on by the players. That to me holds more weight. But we'll get into that. I wanted to get into this right here. This situation right here, and everybody's. I saw one tweet. I want to show you what I replied because I thought it wasn't out of bounds, but it was one of those things where like you clearly haven't been through. You haven't been on the sideline before, if that's what you think it is. Yeah, Dov Kleiman. He says, hold on. Can I get the whole thing? Here we go. He said, Jalen Hurts wouldn't let Saquon Barkley talk to the offensive line on the bench after a failed play. Hurts quickly sent Barkley away, refusing to let him speak to them. Eagles are quickly imploding. And I was like, bro, that's clearly somebody who's never been on the sideline before. And let me educate you. Let me educate you how that works. And this is my response. This type of thing happens almost every game. Remember when Clint Hurt sent Sirianni away after a penalty by Jalen Carter? That was Jalen Hurts letting Saquon know, I got this. Imploding? Boy, bye. So, and of course, Pro Fan Talk on YouTube. So, but, it is what it is. I see something. But people get it mixed up. People just get it mixed up. And they don't know They don't understand what they're talking about. So they don't understand the communication on the sideline. None of that. Yeah, Q, he might be a Cowboys fan or something like that. But yeah, that was over the top. And I've seen some other comments about it, and it's like y'all don't understand how it works. And because of past instances and past situations on television and things like that, specifically looking at the confrontation between Ryan Clark and Peter Schrager. But this is when I say, when people make comments like that, this is when I say Ryan Clark was right. You're not a player, so you're not going to think like that. All you see is what you see, and then you see 5 seconds of a 5-minute conversation and think you understand what happens. That's like somebody seeing a 5-second moment between you and your significant other, and all of a sudden they have the bead on your whole relationship. If they see a spicy conversation, does that mean that you and your significant other are on the outs, or somebody can take a little bit of information and then they run with it? That's the problem with social media right now. That's the problem. I understand the evolution of journalism and things of that nature because of the technology, but this is the byproduct of it. This is the shit. This is the stuff that gets left in the toilet and people forget to flush. Now, me, having been on the sideline in high school, in college, in pro, I know what that is. I know what that is. That's Jalen trying to calm him down, because if you saw my video, the offensive line did not play a great game against Washington. They did not. Watch my video about Saquon Barkley on that 44-yard run. Saquon Barkley made that happen. Cam Jurgens whiffed on the defensive nose. The nose was shaded to his left. That nose came right across his face, and he didn't touch him. And if it wasn't for Saquon Barkley spinning out of that and making that guy miss, that would have been a 3-yard tackle for a loss. But instead, Saquon turned it into a 44-yard gain. But Saquon made the offensive line look good. Because of those numbers, hey, the run game is back. We getting back to basics. And I beg to differ. We had a great game on the ground, but we still need a lot of work. And that's keeping it real. That ain't trying to disparage our offensive line. And that's watching the tape. That's watching the tape. It is what it is. We have to get better significantly in our run blocking. That is where our problems lie, right there. Cam Jurgens, Tyler Steen, they have got to be better. If you look at that one play between those two, that one play, that 44-yard play, Cam Jurgens and Tyler Steen didn't touch nobody. Both of them whipped. I don't know if Tyler Steen took a wrong step or looked the wrong way or whatever. He didn't block a soul, and Cam Jurgens didn't block a soul. And we still got 44 yards out of it. That is, and I said this in my video, that is Saquon Barkley making chicken salad out of chicken shit. But you don't see that in the box scores. And that's why I always say numbers don't lie, but they do deceive. And you got to understand the difference in that. So it's visual effects, recording hotkeys, layouts. Hold on. Group screen, picture-in-picture, cinema, cutscene. Guess can stream, guess can see viewers. Oh, I guess it's not on here. I don't know. But yeah. Listen, okay. I see what's going on here. StreamYard has an upgrade, because damn, look at what's up with these graphics now all of a sudden. Okay, StreamYard must have had an upgrade. Okay, now we understand. Darth Panda, what up? Listen, that I got an issue with that when people say that. Now I understand why they say it, but I still have an issue with it because you got to understand that I guarantee you there's some plays on that field that Saquon made mistakes in spite of his 130 yards or whatever it is he had that day. Everybody makes mistakes. We were brought up, and most athletes have, as most starters that have been on a team, if you are a starter on a team, you have been through this. You had a good game. If me as a running back had a great game, I had 120 yards on 17 carries and 2 touchdowns. I had a great game, player of the game, and all of that kind of stuff. But when you go in the film session, a coach's job, a good coach's job, you still gonna find something wrong with that performance because nothing is ever perfect. Now I've graded out at 98s. I've graded out when you get 100. That's not a perfect game. That just means that the coach will give you a couple bonus points for a play like that, where it should have been a tackle for a loss, and you did something above and beyond to make the play successful. So while it was an even grade, we'll give you bonus points because that's a 44-yard run when it should have been a 3-yard loss. Things like that happen all the time. So when you grade out, everybody's grading on a scale. Your coach is grading on a scale. So when you make the comment and say, getting cussed out, but fighting on the field and missing blocks and stuff like that, that goes out to everybody. So it's not like they, and I'm not trying to pick on nobody, but when they said the same thing about AJ Brown. If you stop tweeting, maybe you would catch the ball. Those things are exclusive. One doesn't affect the other. AJ Brown dropped the ball, and he should have caught it. And he knows he should have caught it, and it ended up being a turnover. That has nothing to do with him tweeting. But people want to use that as low-hanging fruit because they got to brag on him for something. And what happens is, in that instance, in that particular instance, everybody wants to forget that A.J. Brown is still the best wide receiver on this team and arguably in the league. People want to forget that because they just want to go at him. They want to bring him down to earth. No, leave him alone. People are going to make mistakes. People are going to make mistakes. When you go in that film session, you see where your warts are. That's the way it works. Nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's going to miss a block. Everybody's going to overshoot a hole. All of that type of stuff. I saw one, Landon Dickerson is pulling, and he overshoots the hole. Because he overshoots the hole, I think it was Grant Calcaterra, he overshot the hole. So Landon Dickerson pulls, he overshoots the hole, and somebody sneaks right underneath him and makes the play. So things like that happen all of the time. All of the time. So there's no perfect game. Everybody's going to make mistakes. So what I hate to see is when people see images like this or moments, very small moments like this, and then all of a sudden they got a beat on what the offense is, and they're imploding in the locker room. There's trouble in the Eagles locker room. Remember all of that mess that they was talking? Everybody just knew that there was a split in the locker room. There was problems with Jalen Hurts. There was this, there was that, everything. What's up, Robbie? We get one bit of bad news, and all of a sudden everybody knows what's going on. And it's like, you don't have a clue. I don't care who you getting information from. And I don't care who the source is. I don't care if it's Adam Schefter. I don't care if it's Ian Rappaport. I don't care if it's Derek Gunn. I don't care if it's whoever. Because if you're not in the locker room at that specific time, that means somebody saw, somebody heard, but wasn't actually there. And they guessing too. Don't get it twisted. There's so many things that go on in the locker room that people on the outside don't see. There's so many things that go on in the locker room that people who think they're close to people in the locker room don't see. So, yeah, the sources, man. But this had kind of taken off. This video had taken off. Look at this. This is like 600 and what was it? I think I had one. I saw one was like 670,000 views or something, like whatever it was. But a lot of people that saw it, but a lot of people who don't know better will look at this dude's comment and be like, "Yeah, it looks like they imploding. They losing it. They crashing out." No, they not. No, they not. They're not crashing out. This is the way it goes. This is the way it goes. So, this last group layout, spotlight. I want to get rid of that. General show resolution display. Shift videos up, audio avatars automatically. Yeah. I guess I can't find it. I hope y'all ain't seeing this. I'm getting iffy now. Like getting little things that I want to see. I don't like my name being in this corner. I see it, but I don't know if you see it. So it's one of the things. All right, I'm gonna stop worrying about it. Yeah, they add a narrative, bro. They making up shit. So don't worry about that. Don't even worry about it. We are in the playoffs. We are in the playoffs. We have and I'll talk about this a little bit later. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be able to go on with Tone tonight because I got to go out shopping and stuff. So we're probably not gonna be able to make that tonight. But I was thinking about this. Did y'all see this? This was my tweet yesterday. This was my tweet yesterday.
Sounds off for a family of four.
Y'all see this?
Beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now,
Jet 2 holiday playoff package available. Cancun with the Cowboys. Y'all see that? Couldn't resist.
beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of four.
But I bring that up because, and this is one of the things that I like to let everybody know. Everybody know. Dak Prescott had a use your words. Statistically, Dak Prescott had a very good year this year. Dak Prescott had a very good year. He had a very good team. He had a very good running back. He had two good receivers. One might even say, if they made the playoffs, that his squad was carrying him. Doesn't that sound familiar? But my point is that even with all of that, you still have to be able to put the package together and make it work. And Dallas couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. So miss me with all of the 4,000 yards and Jalen can't throw and this, that, and the other. What is the only stat that matters? At the end of the game, when it's all zeros on the clock, what is the score? As long as the score is too much to not enough, us. That is the only thing that matters. So you know what? Great year, Dak. You had a great year as a quarterback. How's that playoff record looking? It's been 30 years. 30 officially now after this season. It's been 30 years officially that the Cowboys, since the Cowboys won a championship. 3-0. I got a grandson that's 31. Stop playing with me. I got to go to the Goodwill store, find a VCR so I can watch some of the Dallas seasons when they was winning championships. Stop messing around. What have you done for me lately? Because y'all be quick to say that to us when we wasn't winning. So you know what? Everybody get a turn. And everybody wants to jump on board, and we need these quarterbacks and not throwing the ball well and all of that kind of stuff. And again, shout out to Ike Reese. Shout out to my homeboy, Cincinnati, Ohio. We representing. Shout out to Ike Reese because I heard him on WIP and he said it. Y'all looking for style points rather than figuring out a way to win the game. So, that's my man Tone. He said he ain't gonna make it because he got a shop too. That's funny. Oh, my dude. Oh my goodness. But yeah, man. You can't say the Browns. The Browns are trying to turn it around. The Browns just, you know what? When you look at it like that, when the upper management, and some of the things the owners are doing, and I say this all the time, man. I say this all the time. Just because you are the smartest, let me rephrase that. Just because you are supposed to be the smartest guy in the room does not mean that you are. And that is the problem with a lot of these organizations. We are very fortunate. We are very fortunate. The Philadelphia Eagles are very fortunate that we have Howie Roseman and the path that Howie Roseman went through with the Chip Kelly thing and all of that kind of stuff. If Howie Roseman doesn't go through those experiences, Howie Roseman is not the Wizard of Philadelphia. He is not. What's up, Dominique? You didn't miss nothing. It wasn't no Jalen Barkley thing. That was just a good clickbait. But this was what I was talking about. We kind of went over that. That was what I was talking about. This situation that happened on the sideline, which happens every game. And I was just simply saying that people that don't know no better, that haven't been on the sideline, the guy's comment was that we were imploding. And what it simply was Saquon came over there and had something to say, and Jalen was like, I got this. Jalen was already engaged. You can see he talking to Cam Jurgens because Cam Jurgens wasn't really blocking worth shit. So that's all it is. It ain't really no beef. It just sounds good for clickbait. I appreciate you though. The great thing is we had multiple runs since I've been alive. Andy Reid, Dougie, yeah, Sirianni, Chip. That's correct. That is correct. So it's people gonna say what they want to say and think what they want to think. It is what it is. But like I was saying, man, we are in the spot that everybody wants to be in, and I can't wait to tally up my stats. I'm gonna make this an annual thing, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to put like a thing together. Like I want to go over all of the yards, all of the pass. I did this last year, and I tallied up 45,000 plus passing yards that were at home watching the playoffs. That's why I don't get caught up into, and I decided that last year. I don't care about lists. I don't care where you rank Jalen Hurts. None of that. I don't do that. I don't care because it doesn't matter. All them Cowboys fans that were just so sure that Dak is a better quarterback and this, that, and third, and did that. Well, guess what? You had two 1A receivers, and you still couldn't get it done. So now what? So I don't look at it like that. You look at what just happened with Jared Goff. You look at what happened with Aaron Rodgers. He got lucky. That game could have went either way. But again, that really wasn't on Aaron Rodgers. That was a defensive battle. So you got to take the good with the bad, and it ain't, everybody just wants to change the narrative and run with what they want to say. So, yeah, they like to hype everything. There you go, Dominique. Nothing. Don't believe it unless you see it for yourself. Do your homework. Vet everything that's coming from social media. You have to vet everything because you don't know. I saw the thing the other day. I put a post. Did y'all see this? Was y'all paying attention to this? Hold on. Did y'all pay attention to this? Jane Slater. They reported, somebody on social media put that Jane Slater had been killed by DA. And I was like, Jane Slater is just fine. Thank you very much. Now, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I don't want nobody going out there saying the girl passed away. And it ain't true. But they ran with this story. because didn't nobody do their homework. She was live because she's a Cowboys beat reporter. She was live dealing with this, and I was like, see, don't nobody want to do their homework. Everybody just want to run with it, and it's like you gotta be better than this. You got to be better than this, and this is what you get. This was my thing I put. I put this up just in case any Cowboys fans wanted to watch past Super Bowl. Got to find a VCR. But yeah, man, some of that stuff is people are crazy. People are lazy. Now, just like back in the day, anything that was written in the papers or in a magazine, everybody took it as gospel. And it took a long time for people to get to the point where you question everything. And I say it like this. You can always question the truth. You can always question the truth because it will always come back the truth. So it's like, bring it. If you don't like what I said, if I make a mistake, y'all know me all the time. I will tell anybody, if y'all see me make a mistake or if I say something that might be incorrect, let me know. Put it in the chat. If I said, because I've done that before. And I'll tell people, hey, if I said something wrong, if you find the correct information, put the link in the chat so everybody will get it. I don't want to be wrong, and I don't know everything. And I'm good with that. But I'll tell you what I do know. I do know what I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? I know what I don't know. And a lot of people don't. They just want to run with whatever it is. And nowadays with social media, everybody's taking that as gospel, and that's not the case. And you can't do that. Can't do that. Rank Jalen Hurts based on TD's third since 2021 and what third or fourth this year. Yeah, their stats are stats, man. I'm good. Here's how I look at it. They are so ready to crown Matt Stafford. He's going to win the MVP most likely. And we already beat him. And we beat him last year. And we got a Super Bowl ring. He got one too. Don't get it twisted. But I ain't scared of nobody. We shouldn't have lost to the Chargers. We should have beat Denver. I ain't scared of nobody. The team that got the best out of us was Chicago. And we should have beat them too. Defense had a down game, and we still had opportunities to win. That's how I look at it. When you have opportunities to win and you just don't capitalize on those opportunities, that is a player execution failure. That ain't on Kevin Patullo. That ain't on Nick Sirianni. Think about it like this. Can you just imagine if Nick Sirianni made some of the decisions that Dan Campbell has made for the past 3 or 4 seasons? He'd have been fired. He'd have been fired. So even the people out there that don't necessarily like Sirianni, you got to look at the macro. You got to look at the big picture. And you got to look at everybody else in the same situation as him. Is he really doing that bad? Not even close. Go back just as a reminder, just to give yourself some visual and some audible context. Go on YouTube and go back and look at Nick Sirianni's introductory press conference. Watch that. And look at what we have now. Is that the guy you thought was going to take us to the Super Bowl twice? You'd have bet money, no. And nobody would have fought you on it. And I say this all the time. I wish I could go back and find. I know I got it. This was back when I was with A2D Radio. But I had a buddy of mine that I played with in the World League that actually coached Sirianni. And he told me, I had him on the podcast after that press conference. And he said, dude, he said, I know it didn't look good. Shout out to Jim Ballard. He said, I know it didn't look good. And it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good first impression. But trust me, this guy comes from a football family. He knows football. He knows how to win. He's from championship pedigree. He told me all of that from day one. And I was like, all right, it's going to play itself out. We're going to find out one way or the other. He was right. He was 100% right. And sometimes you got to let things flow and let people do what they do. Let them do what they do best. That's why the one lesson that I learned when I was coaching, and I learned this coaching kids and people that coach high school, people that coach college, and people that even coach in the pros. For whatever reason, they don't understand this message. When you have talent on your team, you cater your scheme to the talent, not the other way around. Your job as a coach is to take what you have on your field, take those chess pieces and put them in the best position to attack. That's what you do. You adjust your thinking to what you can do. That's how the chessboard works. If I got a queen, I'm not going to move the queen like a rook unless I absolutely have to, because I got the full movement of the board. Why am I going to move the queen like a pawn? I'm not going to think like I'm a pawn. I'm not going to think like I'm a rook. You got to put everything together. And so you got to make your scheme use the talent that you have. And so many coaches don't do that because the ego kicks in and says, my scheme is the best. You got to work my scheme. We're going to fit you in, Yeah, Hassan Reddick, I'm going to drop you back in the coverage because my scheme works. How many more sacks could Hassan Reddick have had that year if they'd have let him come off the edge like he was known to do? We got him to do that, and we dropping him back in the coverage. We wasted 4 weeks of Hassan Reddick before we finally started using him the right way. And again, some of the smartest guys in the room couldn't figure that out. We had DeAndre Swift, and we barely threw him a screen pass. Why is that? Now you see what they're doing in Chicago. Cutbacks, zone reads. You using the players' talent the best way possible. And we couldn't figure out how to do that. Last night, I'm watching San Francisco, and I've said this 3, 4, 5 times on this podcast. Watch Christian McCaffrey, and they run that wide pitch, and then they run that skinny pitch, and they run it 3, 4, 5 times every freaking game, and can't nobody stop it. And we can't figure out how to do this with somebody like Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby. We can't figure that out. We couldn't figure that out. How come Pittsburgh is getting the most out of Kenny Gainwell? We had Kenny Gainwell for how many years? And we couldn't figure that out. Sometimes the smartest guys in the room aren't. And the quicker that people figure that out, the better off your squad might be. Why you think Bill Parcells was so successful? Why you think Jimmy Johnson was so successful? Because Bill Parcells and Jimmy Johnson was not afraid to say what it was. You're not good enough. We're going to have to let you go. We got to get somebody in here. Or why you think Parcells always had his guys and Belichick had his guys? It's just one of them things, man. One of them things. And as much, I see that, Philly. Purdy and Stafford play clean in the pocket, most dropbacks. Can our secondary and scheme hold up long enough? Absolutely they can. Absolutely they can. We didn't came across Brock Purdy, and we didn't we've taken care of him. So what makes you think that we can't do it again? He bound to make a mistake. But guess what? Look at and this is I'm not trying to put I'm not. It ain't about trying. I am not putting Brock Purdy down because I like Brock Purdy. I'm a fan of Brock Purdy. Anytime somebody from a small school comes in and does what everybody thinks he can't do, I'm a fan because they didn't want Brock Purdy. They didn't want to pay him that money. All he did was take you to the damn Super Bowl, get you to the NFC Championship game, all of that stuff. He's done more than all of these 6'3", 6'4" quarterbacks throwing for all of these yards. You know what Brock Purdy is? Brock Purdy is the answer. You got somebody that's fast enough to get out of trouble. His arm is good enough to get the ball downfield to his playmakers, Christian McCaffrey, Kittles. He was good enough to do that. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and let them make plays. and you got a defense to boot. Who does that sound like? Sound like another team from the East I know. Wears green all the time. But people they don't want to compare the two because they want it to be different, but it's not different. But they want to ridicule and they want to say game manager and this, that, and the other. Why? And I still don't understand how game manager became such a negative connotation. Um, because all of these big arm and big time quarterbacks ain't winning shit. Cam Newton was catching strays because everybody was a game manager and they didn't have skills like him. And you know what? Cam Newton, when he came out and did his thing, he was the best I had ever seen. One of the best I had ever seen until he lost. And then he was never the same. And then you look at all of them, all of the other things that people say. It was like, hey, when you lose your first Super Bowl, it is so very difficult to get back. Huh? How did that work out for you? And now you complaining because Indianapolis didn't call you, and they called Phillip Rivers, but they didn't call you. So it is what it is. If they wanted you, they would have called you. But again, you got somebody with all the talent in the world, and they still couldn't put it together. Why is that? Because people, especially nowadays, they don't understand how supremely difficult it is to win in the NFL. And then when the Eagles do it, nobody wants to give them credit. Nobody wants to give them credit. Colin Cowherd had the nerve to say the Eagles might not even make it in the red zone in the Super Bowl. He don't watch film. People ran with that narrative. People ran with that narrative. So guess what? Let them keep saying what they're saying. Let them keep doing what they're doing. And the Eagles, the only thing y'all got to do is keep playing. Because you know what? In 2 weeks, we're going to be playing in the playoffs. Whether it's the first round, whether we get the number 2, maybe we got to travel, maybe they coming to us. It don't matter. We in. Now, once we get in, then you start anew. Every game is a season. And we got a brand new season going to the playoffs because that's what everybody plays for. But everybody can't make it. Everybody don't get a ticket to the dance. And there will be a lot of excuses sitting at home in Cancun on that Jet2 holiday playoff package. Everybody meet down in the conference room. They got free food. They got lobster and shrimp, steaks if you want it. Come on down to the conference room. We got you. We're going to have a big screen on the wall so you can sit down. Or we'll make sure the game is on all the TVs out by the beach and out by the pool. So we'll bring you drinks while you watching the playoffs. Oh my God. Oh my God. So we'll see. What's up, Roland? Cam Jurgens, man, let me see this. Damn, I was muted all that time. Lord have mercy. 10:52. What time is it? Oh, okay, it wasn't that long. That must have just happened. Yeah, can y'all hear me now? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me now. Gotcha. I'm working on that's on my Christmas list. I got my microphone. This is a Shure microphone, which is a very good microphone, but I got it connected via USB-C, and I think I'm going to try to get it hooked up via XLR, so it'll be like a analog connection or something, because this thing pops out every. I don't know why it does this. I don't know why it does this. So, but once again, I appreciate y'all letting me know. Keep me on the see. That's how it works, man. Back and forth. Y'all keep me hooked up. But anyways, man, we here. We here. I'm gonna rock for about another 3-4 minutes. We can stop at 45. Yeah. This is to the point now where if I even bump the cable, the microphone cuts off. And sometimes, like, I'm looking at StreamYard and I'm like, well, who turned it off? And sometimes it just flips on its own. I'm like, whatever. I got to figure out a way to eliminate that. So, but in any case, but yeah. So we got Pro Bowlers and all that kind of stuff, man. Like, listen, even that's the only thing I want to talk about. Like, I heard all of the stuff Dan Quinn was talking about we're gonna see him in 2 weeks. So if that's what I'm like, man, we went for 2 because our kicker couldn't make a damn kick. But other than that, you got bigger fish to fry than get mad because we took a 2-point try when we was up by 17. That's what you mad at? So, but in any case, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all, man. Had to get it off my chest. We going to the playoffs, y'all, and we gonna be back. So I will probably be doing something New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, because I'm gonna be home and I'm not going anywhere. So hope y'all tune in. This was a phenomenal conversation, man. Everybody in the chat, man, I appreciate y'all. We was on fire, minus my mute buttons. Go Birds, Dominique. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, give me something to eat, and chill out. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, rest of y'all shopping, and I will see y'all soon. Peace. Go Birds.